Well, let's talk to Christophe Premat. He's a French MP, joins us live now from Stockholm. He represents the French community abroad. Monsieur Premat, some reports suggest that 2.5 million French people currently live abroad. Still more are leaving. Why do you think this exodus is happening now?
Well, actually, it has been a long story about that. I think it started around the end of the 80s when people wanted to go abroad just to have other experiences, and we observe that more and more people want just to go abroad because of all the possibilities, and because of also that it's globalization. So I think it's a positive message that we have a lot of people living abroad. So I think it's a good thing for France as well.
But when you talk to French people who live abroad, many say, look, it's depressing living in France. As that report said, there's unemployment, low salaries, high taxes, and it's very difficult to rise above that, isn't it?
Wait a minute. I think you just took the example of London. Actually, the French people living in London, it didn't start in 2008 when we had the crisis. So you had a lot of people moving to London from the end of the 70s and the end of the 80s. So it's not a current phenomenon, but right now we talk about these citizens because we have a political representation of French living abroad. And I think it's a good message because we know France as a country which doesn't change, which doesn't move, but all these citizens living abroad, I think they bring a new image of France. Of course, I understand when you say that some people leave the country because of the unemployment, because of all different possibilities, but I think you have to see the phenomenon in other way. You have some Erasmus programs, you have a lot of different international programs. People just want to have another experience. They want to discover the world as well. So I think it's a very good and a positive message that we have to see in that migration.
Yeah, just a final thought from you. I don't suppose you can deny that that the exodus is happening, it's getting bigger. I mean, French people, particularly young people, are not like Australians or British teenagers who have a wanderlust to go travelling. I mean, they've always wanted to stay at home and be part of France.
Well, actually, it depends on the young people. Some people just want to have a short experience abroad, and then it's a very good question. We have to think about how they can come back to France and contribute to the country's wealthiness. It's a very good issue. I think it's a better issue than what you're saying right now, that people just flee the country because of the unemployment. I think it's a wrong image, and it's really important that politicians talk from another point of view. The French Prime Minister Manuel Valls was in London last week, and he said we have to stop this kind of trend, which is called French bashing, that France is declining, France doesn't change, France is just a hopeless country. I think the conservatives insist on that point in France, and it's wrong, because we see that France adapts more and more is adapted to the globalization, and it's good that we have these new waves as well.
Christophe Premat, thank you very much indeed for your time.